Tonight on Survivor with Jay, Jack, and Colleen, we're going to discuss the season finale of season 41 of Survivor. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Survivor with Jay, Jack, and Colleen. My name is Jay.
My name is Colleen.
And I'm really Xander finished in third and didn't get a vote. I'm out of here.
Spoiler alert.
Wait, no, let him finish his bit. Let him finish his bit.
That was it. That was it.
You were supposed to help me find my reindeer antlers that I lost.
I did not agree to that at all. I'm with you, Jack. I feel like, yes, at least out of all of them, Erica made the most sense, I guess, kind of. But Xander getting no votes, I felt was kind of effed up, especially because the jury seemed a bit more.
No one talked to him that we saw.
Huh? No, but like Nasir was like, "Oh, that was great gameplay" or whatever. There was, I thought Deshaun would have been third and Xander second.
I wrote down. I was trying to think. I go, okay, what? Why did I go? He made two mistakes. Okay, his first mistake, it was a no-brainer. You take Heather to sit next to you.
Yeah,
that was just a no-brainer. But
that's a misread on his part for sure.
And he wasn't listening to people like when Heather said you're going to struggle against. We kept giving Heather crap for being the goat. She was more aware of what was going on than Xander. But I think what Xander really did, I think what hurt his game is when he kind of hinted or told Ricard that he would play his idol for him. Mm-hmm. Now he made the right move. They had to get rid of Ricard.
Oh yeah.
There's no one's going to beat him.
No,
but he shouldn't have made the big deal about the idol. Then he gets up and he's telling them about the whole idol. So Ricard's going, okay, I'm safe.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's because you can see Ricard was still pissed because Ricard didn't have enough time to.
Yes, he was so much like hadn't processed it that you could see he was still kind of struggling with it.
He was pissed, and because he didn't have enough time. He only had less than 24 hours to, and he's just thinking,
for him for sure.
And plus, like he said, he was right. He's a great player who finished in 5th place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like Arj says in the chat, and then Mandy actually says, "Thought Xander Steele did explain why he took Erica." I think so too. I think that they did a good job telecasting why everyone was like, "Huh? What is he talking about?" Which was funny. Which is actually not a knock on the editors, but it's just kind of maybe a note to them is if we're all seeing everything how Xander is seeing it, then and nobody else that's not the actual feelings, then I don't know. There's a fine line between misdirection and straight up like not showing us what's fully going on. Because we all saw it kind of from Xander's point of view, but then we saw the jury, they were like, no, that's not how we see it.
Yeah.
And then, as Mandy points out, most exit interviews, most of them did actually talk about how they didn't respect Xander. Like they didn't.
Here's the thing that's interesting about that.
Idol. They thought that he was doing the thing like Nasir had brought up how he thought Nasir liked that he stepped down for the Erica and the food stuff.
That never pays
exit
off.
Interviews were like, no, we thought that was fake. So I mean, it was kind of telegraphed that Xander wasn't going to get votes if you were listening.
I don't think Xander was fake. I think
I don't think it was fake either.
I think he's a 20-year-old kid who.
Yeah, he was a kid.
I think he honestly, but he made some. Like I said, is when I go because your mom, my wife was watching it, and I'm like going, he should take. It's a no-brainer. He should take Heather. She has no chance to win. Zero. No chance to win. And then you take the best you can do. I mean, again, but kind of leading Ricard on when he didn't have to.
Yeah.
He didn't have to say, and when he made that big deal, I go, okay, he's going to play the idol for Ricard? That's so stupid. Then when he said, no, I'm going to use it for myself, Jeff.
Yeah.
I don't need it, but I'm going to use it for myself. I go, oh my God.
It was just to throw us off, like that whole thing.
Well, it was in a social game.
Yeah,
that was a social mistake.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I guess because Xander doesn't actually win, it didn't matter to them. Like, let's just show one more thing that he did wrong.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, but that could have helped. I mean, Ricard probably came back and Shannon and him are like this, and he's like, Can you believe he led me on with it? Who knows what happened because we don't see it, but you can see Ricard was still, like I said, he's processing it. I mean, if I had to pick the whole cast, he would have got my vote.
Well, I think, and it was somewhat evident. I mean, obviously, Ricard got the, you're going home, like, music. Like, it wasn't like, there was no chance he wasn't getting voted out because he got the hero's send off, right? What is it called? Like the fallen angel edit? Is that what it's called? I can't remember what time, but he got like that hero's like farewell, which is generally reserved for the person that would win if they go to the final three, or that's what we're shown, but they just fall short. Like your Rob Cestarinos, your Malcolm, your Kelly Wentworth in Cambodia, like those people that always you want, or Ozzy in South Pacific. There's people that
but Ozzy's
the audience is rooting for, but they just fall short. And Ricard was very clearly getting that, some, exposure, that edit or whatever, if you will.
Well, we all said he needs to be taken out or he wins the game. Am I freezing or is it?
No, you're good.
Okay, because Colleen was freezing to
me. No, you're good.
Anyway, I just like I said, Ricard. To me, I hope he comes back. He's a great player, and
he kind of got that like Suri, like like crown, like he was. We were kind of led to believe that Xander might play the idol, but the music was telling us differently, and everything at all the words at Tribal were telling us differently. Like he got this grand like eulogy before it was even like a done deal, where he's like, I just know that like obviously he knew he was going home, and it was just a Hail Mary that Xander was going to do this idol thing, and he was hopeful, but clearly he didn't really believe it, because he was like, I played my butt off. I did great. I can really say that I'm one of the best survivors. And then Jeff is like, yeah, some of our best players have never won. And it's like,
well, Jeff, I don't think Jeff helped the cause by right away going in and saying, yeah, Ricard, they have to get rid of you. And he basically, I'm like going, well, Jeff, you're putting your, I mean, I obviously, they did the right move,
right?
But if I was Xander, I would not have said. I would have said, you know what, I got to think about it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I can't beat you.
Right.
I can't beat. I would have never promised playing the idol or said even.
He may have said that. He may have said that though. We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
He said I could always play my idol for you. I never would have said that. I never would have said that.
Yeah.
But he might have told him as they were leaving, hey, I can't really do it, man. And that's why Ricard was so like bullish about like, yeah, I'm going to go for broke. And
I'm sure it was, but
we just didn't see that because it's not suspenseful for us as TV characters.
Anyway, I just was like, come on, kid. Especially when you saw Erica couldn't make fire.
I thought that was a misdirect by her. I thought she was doing so poorly.
I thought that she was faking it.
That's what I thought, but I said maybe she's not.
So let's stop, rewind a little bit. Yeah, speaking of Erica's maybe undeserving win, I think she deserved. I
don't think it was undeserving.
I just want to finish the thought. Please,
why she was?
Can I finish the thought? Can I finish the thought?
Can I finish, Larry?
Oh, can I finish, Larry? I think, there is this perception of the Michelle Winners edit that was really frustrating. And I don't think it's as bad here for Erica, where I think she, like what we saw out of the final three, she's probably the logical choice for winner, just out of what we saw. Because Xander's game, while it had some really strong elements, clearly the age was a factor in terms of the communication and understanding of the gameplay and everything. And I think the biggest flaw for Erica's game is she kind of didn't really have anything, and she got saved with that kind of crazy change history thing, but she made the most of what was given to her, including in this episode where the slight advantage to the last challenge that would have absolutely let Ricard probably coast into winning the game was not so slight, because she got basically halfway through to the end and got a huge head start on that puzzle, ended up letting her win that challenge, and kind of lets her set herself up to a pretty good shot at being in the final three. Thoughts on The slight advantage, maybe the slight, not so slight advantage that Erica got again to kind of help get her to the finals in this episode.
Oh, I think it put her. She doesn't win that without I think the advantage, right?
I would think
because I'm assuming that because Ricard was what, second,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like the fourth one up there. So anyway, but you were saying that's the one thing that bothered you. Got to earn it. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. And she was given that.
Yeah.
I just wish they would drop the earn it thing when she was handed a gift.
Well, she earned it by solving
But
the.
then they said
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm
first.
talking about the change of history thing. I mean, she didn't earn that. She was.
Oh, that was my favorite part. Was Erica's confessional when she found the advantage early on, which, like, kudos to her. Many winners of that final of that challenge have found advantages and won. That's not unheard of. But she was like, my luck is finally turned around. I'm finally getting lucky. And I'm like, bitch, you literally got to smash an hourglass and turn everything around. Like, what exactly is unlucky about that? Like, clearly,
I mean, that's why she's still in the game.
Just real quick, we don't like to use words like that, Colleen. It's defamatory towards women. So let's just let's try and keep it.
I was a little shocked that came up, but I didn't want to say anything because
this is a family show.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I have mad respect to Erica for winning. Like, it's not.
But she's a bitch.
No. I didn't call her a bitch like that.
I heard the B word.
It was very harsh. It was harsh. It was really.
Yeah, but it wasn't saying she was that.
I almost went and got a bar of soap.
My homegirl. Okay, whatever. I'm not getting distracted by this. So, like, it's not Erica's fault that the people who are presenting Survivor to us as a TV series did not present her to us as, like it was something that we didn't.
Like a super player,
a classic winner's edit. She didn't get like that, Tony edit, as we'll say. However, that does beg the question:
I agree.
Are we as people, like as human beings, going to sit there and say, okay, somebody played a good game, but they weren't like cameragenic, like they didn't give like good confessionals and weren't like whatever. So there were people on their season who were better TV than they were, but they played a better game. So is it their fault that they didn't have like that quadruple threat to show that like why they should be winning along the way? Like, not everybody can be a party is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, no.
When somebody like Erica gets hate or Michelle gets hate for being an under the radar winner, is it really her fault? Like, no, because they still got there and people voted for them for a reason. We've heard people consistently saying throughout this season, unfortunately, it started several episodes in. We heard them saying Erica's a threat, Erica's sneaky, Erica's smart, Erica's cunning. We heard them say that, but we never saw it. And is that Erica's fault? Because we were having people say that she was, but we never actually saw it. So that's not Erica. That's not Erica.
No. This isn't a like I think someone posted that Erica is better than Michelle. This isn't a Michelle win. Because I don't want to say why she won because I've heard why she won, but anyway. Well, she won because who were the two big guys on that show? The big the ex-basketball player Pollard and
Scott Pollard.
Scott Pollard and the other guy. They basically said they voted for her because she was the prettiest.
They did?
Yeah.
I actually did not hear that.
I've heard that they said, "Oh, she was pleasant. She was pretty to look good to look at." She won because she was better looking than the other one.
Well, you know what that just means? That just means that they suck and they're sexist.
Exactly, but that, like I said, Erica deserves. I'm not saying Erica doesn't deserve to win.
But to Michelle,
I'm just saying, how does Xander not get a vote?
Yeah.
I know, but to Michelle's credit, she's gotten to the final 3 twice, so she's literally never been voted out as Survivor.
Yeah,
The only other person that can ever say that is Sandra. Well, before now she's been voted out twice. But
no, I think she got the 2 and then not 3.
Someone in the chat made a good comment saying that Ricard was controlling the jury.
We don't know that though. He was only there for 2 days.
But I think he had he was saying, okay, Erica, you haven't made connection. He helped her along.
Yeah, I agree.
Shan gave gave Deshawn the opportunity, the same opportunity that Erica got. Shan gave it to Deshawn. She was like, explain to me why this, and he didn't explain it as well.
Let me counter that a little bit, because the difference there is Shan was like trying to be like, Deshawn, explain yourself, versus Ricard being like, Erica, you played a great game. I've been trying to convince everybody of this great game that you played, where you had great relationship skills, you were really strategic, and really you were the best player in the game, in the history of the game. And really everybody here should vote for Erica because she's the best player in the game. That's the difference between Shan's approach of Deshawn, explain your gameplay, versus Ricard's like, let me tell everybody why you should vote for Erica. And I think Jack's right. And I can't remember who said it in the comments. Maybe
someone said it and it was spot on.
He was literally like pleading the case to the jury, and Ricard, I think in a big way, big fashion, influenced that vote. Because the other part of this, Colleen, where you're saying these exit interviews, what's unique about this and all those exit interviews is they knew who won in those exit interviews. And so they're already reframing the narrative to back up who is going to be the winner. So them saying things about Xander and stuff like that, they already know that Xander lost. And it's different than the exit interviews that are coming because they don't know who won yet. So they don't really have their opinions framed other than
they don't want to look stupid. They don't want to look stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So Mandy
it's all a game.
Mandy says in the comments, if 7 of the 8 people that were there and played with her thought she deserved to win, then clearly she was doing something. We can't hold it against her what the editors didn't show us. And that's my point exactly. Like,
yeah, but they
didn't show us. We heard everyone else tell us how Eric is a threat all season. We just didn't see.
They said that about Heather too, though. I think they say it about everybody. They said it about Heather.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think Ricard was a well-respected player, and I think in a short time he had a lot to do with who won that game.
I mean, I think that we can agree with Ricard's superhero send-off. Like, yeah, he's a fantastic player. Like,
I'm just saying,
he said, "Who has better hair?"
Okay. Oh, can I talk about Ricard's hair for a second? Okay, so I tweeted this, but I seriously mean it. Like, as somebody that has dark hair that's going very gray on the top, I'm hiding it right now. However,
she has 16 strands of gray.
I'll
tell her all together, F you. All right.
In January, I'm actually gonna maybe color my hair for the very first time ever in my 37 years being alive. However,
I'm thinking about doing it.
Oh, cool. Good for you. Yours is going to be a lot cheaper because you have a lot less hair than I do, and it's not as dark. That said,
my hair is actually dark.
So I've got it all in the front, just like Ricard does. And if I could guarantee to go gray like Ricard and look that good, I would do that because my man looked fantastic. I'm just saying.
That's what you would look like. That's what I've been saying this whole time. But anyway, Mandy says,
well, they're going in Heather. Too slow to look like that.
That doesn't count, Jay. No, Xander thought it because he thought Heather was the bigger threat than Erica. Yeah. Now, again, that's on Xander's gameplay. Now, that's why I will say, I do think out of all of them, Erica probably wins. I still think it was a 7-1 win.
I think on that, when Xander was talking, I said, you need to stop talking. And he was talking about because the jury was looking at him like, what the hell? And I think he caught himself. Mm-hmm. And that's when he came back and said, we think of her as because he was, I think he knew he screwed up. I turned to my wife, I said, he needed to stop talking about 2 minutes ago. I go, he's not helping himself.
He's 20.
I get that, but
you're 20, you're nervous, but you're nervous at any age, to be fair. I would say the exact same thing at 37 and be like,
But let's just thinking about just you at 20. I think when we started the last podcast, I was 20 years old. I think about me then and trying to frame stuff and being aware. yes, I am still that person, but there's a lot more age, understanding, and hopefully wisdom come with like analyzing
Oh, yeah.
or reading a
That's
room or
true.
whatever. And he just clearly didn't have it. And I think
You
that's
don't
the
hate apple pie as much as you did at 20 when you started the Survivor the Lost podcast.
But I like I said, he it's like poker. You have to know when to. I think at this point he thought he had it won in the bag.
I think so.
I think and that's what his downfall was.
And maybe if he had played the idol for Ricard and then send Ricard to fire
and then beat him
like
fire.
Flopped it on the table at the end and been like, hey guys, like my biggest competitor here, I took all these
him alive and then I killed him.
Right, like or maybe I'm just wistful because I was really hoping that Ricard would win because it was how he was presented to us. And like, he's just
and again
and that goes to like TV persona too, like a very fluid way of speaking. Everything is very like smooth and velvety and satiny, and you're like, oh, this person, I like hearing them talk. And it's not somebody's fault if they don't express themselves like that. Speaking as a person that doesn't express themselves like that, like I feel like if I won Survivor, everybody would be like, oh my god, she sucks, I don't want her to win. So maybe this is like kind of hitting home, but I'm just saying. So
Tequila says Xander way outplayed Erica, not even close. I don't think that's necessarily true. Like I do think Xander deserved votes, but I think Xander's biggest downfall was his lack of awareness to the game, because I think all of the juries, and they even said, I think, or at least seemingly, and Ricard led this charge, but like, why did you bring Erica? She's like probably the only person that could beat you. Why did you do that? And I think that move, not sending her to fire, and then even more so, because even contemplated, I could like give it up and then beat her to make sure she doesn't get to the end, would have been a much better play versus the keeping her there. Just seemed like the bonehead move. And I think he had a good reasoning behind saying I brought her there versus letting her have the win. But the ultimate would have been, I'm giving up the safe final 3. I'm going to take out Erica because I think you're the best player left in the game and I want to win the game. And that would have really solidified Xander's gameplay. So I disagree with you, Gott, in that you think Xander hands down better. No, I think Erica played the better, or out of all of them, I think she had the better play to win. But she was by far not the best player in the game. There were several that fell out before her. And I think it's just how it is. And so, and that's where it's just like, and that's where Xander didn't have a better game, because he was in the driver's seat and he could have slam dunked that one.
I thought up until this last episode, I thought he made smart moves all along because he was on the bottom. He was able to stay in there. He was very sociable. He was great in the challenges.
Yeah.
But literally, once he got rid of Ricard, it's almost like Shan when she didn't eat. His game just fell apart. I mean, it's just like I was like going, what is he doing?
Wait, Xander? I disagree. He only got rid of Ricard with like 2 days left. Like, I don't think he had that much.
No, but every move he made after that was the wrong move.
Well, it was only one move, which was not bringing air. But I agree with you, Jack. I do want to. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, go ahead.
Mandy here, I think this is another great call out. Liana asked a great question to Xander, but Xander couldn't answer. She had to explain what was being asked. That was another kind of like, couldn't think on his feet, couldn't kind of maybe, that was something that I think a 30-year-old Xander would be able to answer pretty well. And he just didn't really understand the question. It didn't come across looking so great. No,
that was a bad moment.
But I actually completely agree with whoever in the chat said that as soon, like, when Xander was kind of like crapping all over them, like in his explanation as who was going to take the fire, I do think like we as viewers had the same impression as Xander, but like obviously nobody else did, and that just kind of showed us all that like, oh, we're very wrong about what's going on, and we were misled.
Well, what's funny though is at the beginning, and this is where I go back to Ricard influencing that final jury vote. He was like coming from the place of nobody saw Erica's gameplay. They're all not seeing what I was seeing with Erica. So like how truly formed were those jury opinions if Ricard's like, nobody's seeing the Erica game that I saw? And like in that short amount of time that Ricard was there, plus at that tribal, did it shift? Because the read on the jury before that wasn't pro Erica. The read on the players seemingly before wasn't pro Erica. They even said Erica didn't spend time building relationships with any of them, really, save for Heather and maybe Ricard. So how much of that, again, like just going back to maybe the Ricard's influence here, how much of that was just in those last moments of kind of swinging the jury the other way, and Xander's kind of missteps towards in the home stretch that kind of flip the tides?
But
really
that's all part of gameplay, right? Like if you just like think of it as like Xander backing up super slowly to win at Final Four. Like that exact same gameplay to win that game is how you have to approach, like, you know, jury members and your fellow contestants. And, you know, part of it is age, part of his personality. And that's part of it is perception. And part of it is like, you can't control who who your fellow jury people like have played the game with, that they are already biased towards voting against or not voting against, like, you know, not voting for another.
But remember when
because that's all part of jury management.
Ricard asked Xander, you know, you're going to be the uncle. Was that just all fake? And he goes, oh no. I mean, so you had people thinking he was fake, because giving a we've said it 1,000 times, giving your reward away or something, it never works, because people look at you. I still remember what it was Deshaun, right? That showed his face like, yeah, whatever. You know, you know, way back when it never worked. So were people probably thinking, okay, he was just being nice to me to get further in the game. It wasn't genuine. Whereas a lot of people, a lot of times where, I mean, people have gotten votes because, oh, you could tell my grandkid, whatever it was, it didn't work for Xander.
Well, yeah, because he's 20 years old. Yeah. And that's part of the perception, is he's 20 years old. And, you know, like it's something else. If like, let's say somebody like Heather is like, you can have my reward. Then you're like, oh, she's a mom. Clearly, like, you know, she's a mom. She's nice. Like, obviously, it's all about perception. Yeah, this is another thing to, and the people that you're with, it's just another thing to consider. When
I would hope Xander comes back. I think he deserves a second chance.
I think Xander will be back. I think Deshaun will be back. I think obviously Shen is going to be back, and I think Ricard is going to be back. And I hope that we someday get a season of not all of them, so that way we don't, you know, lose somebody right away, but like of your favorite, not like second.
They should bring Francesca back with them.
Oh, I hope Francesca wins someday. That woman deserves to win. Okay.
No, she doesn't.
She's awesome. She deserves to win. She does.
She was voted out twice. Twice.
Yeah.
Come on.
So.
Yeah.
There's sometimes you're just not good at something.
Yeah.
Right? You just.
I mean, next time she comes back, she's gonna win, and mark my words.
You know what? I would hope I was on there, I'd personally just vote her out.
No. Oh, and that would make you an a-hole. Survivor 50.
But a-holes win it.
That's true.
I do hope that we get a season of all the first people voted out.
Yeah, I would watch that. And
right? That'd be awesome. I think that'd be awesome. Like,
I think you should have a season of all second place finishers, right? And a season of everyone voted out first.
No, I do think everybody voted out first. That would be a really great season.
And Francesca, the threat has spoken. You're out again.
No, she just needs to be on the team that's the winning team.
She's cursed. She's a joke.
Yeah, she's cursed. I think she goes on again and she's voted out first again. Like if I was on, I'd be like, Francesca, I don't know. I just can't get a read.
I mean, if you remember correctly, the second time, it was her fault. She put her head on the chopping block by trying to make some move. You know, all right, you've already been voted out first once before. Just sit back and be quiet. If I remember correctly, she did something where people are like,
her second time voted out was February 14th, 2013, and Jay and I were in San Diego watching it with a group of people, and I know she got voted out, but because it was so noisy and loud with all of our family, who is wonderful, I honestly, and we might have been drinking before we got there. I can't remember fully why.
Just always assume Colleen's drinking before you get there. But I will say, questions here about the reunion. Thoughts on the surprise reading of the votes and everything right there, right after.
Much better.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you didn't get to see. I was really looking forward to seeing Ricard's hair after he got it washed and fluffed, and I was really looking forward to that.
Me too. And his baby, I wanted to see his babies.
Yeah.
We talked about them so much. I just wanted to see the little baby that.
But no, I like that. It's amazing they all kept quiet though. That's a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah.
To keep quiet.
People in the chat are agreeing as well. Better than Zoom. Different, but I liked it. Mandy liked it as well. I agree. Exactly. It was like Survivor instead of Jeff interviewing a bunch of kids in the audience.
Yeah, I agree. So at first I didn't love it because I do like seeing them when they're all cleaned up and like, you know, with their family and stuff. I do like that. But as it went on, I liked that it just was seamlessly continuing. So it wasn't like an hour of Sia and commercials. But like, I liked how everybody was so still like in the mood and still like, you know, in Survivor mode and excited. And I liked that, you know, everything was still fresh and raw and we got like honest answers.
But do we need Jeff every 2 seconds? Anyone need pizza? Champagne? Pizza, champagne? Anyone need pizza, champagne?
Oh, I know. Obviously, they were clearly like,
for this, you better eat it.
Every time they brought out champagne, I was like, oh my God, production thinks that these people suck and they want to give them more alcohol to get better answers.
I waited for Jeff to get a close-up going, okay, we have pepperoni and sausage and cheese. The social experience, what are they going to take? Which one are they going to choose? We want to know.
Always pepperoni.
Bring the pizza in.
So though, you know, like
do we want this reunion or at least after show to continue? I vote yes. I dug it.
I vote yes.
Colleen.
I like that it was no frills. I miss seeing their families. I miss seeing them cleaned up. I do like.
I don't care about their families.
But
I don't pay to see them.
I really like just hearing it raw, like right after it ended.
Well, there was more.
And Probst was like, "That's right, bitches. I've been waiting 21 years for this."
Like this inflammatory language. This is going to get us banned off YouTube.
Well, Jack used it already, so I figured
Wait, no, I used it. You were first.
He was referencing yours, Colleen.
Yes. I quoted it.
Yeah, it was a quote.
Miami Mike said, Sia definitely sent Ricard pizza.
Okay, all of the other stuff, because we saw the preview of season 42. Seemingly, he said we're going to bring some stuff over. Maybe we'll change some things around. What do you want to see kept, and what do you want to see booted? Colleen, you have the first response. Also, but before we get to that, Colleen, I still want to say, Arj, I think it's true. Colleen hates women, confirmed.
Wait, what? I've been the one defending Erica, saying that it's production's fault that
you called her the B word.
Yeah.
I was like, B? Yeah, that's defending her.
Yep. Go ahead, Colleen. But back to
you know what? Don't ever defend me. Okay. I don't think I can take it.
Okay, I don't understand the question, and I won't.
No, just the question is. I'm sorry, Xander. The question is. Let me expand a little bit more. The things, all the.
I was like
the twists and turns of this, and the chat can say it as well. We'll plus you in, but Colleen will have first response. All the things that they kind of threw into this season, the time twist return, and the beware immunity items, all that kind of stuff. What should they keep and what should they boot? Colleen, your first thoughts.
Well, they should literally never do these smash the hourglass thing again.
Yeah. Okay, that's your boot. And then what do you keep? What do you keep?
So the 3-person immunity idol thing, like I loved and hated it, right? Like on the one hand, it was actually super fun, like just to hear people have to come up with and be creative with that, because that's playing a game, right? That's playing a game. Like, how do you figure out how to do this? I like that. I don't know if I would keep it another season though, Like I might retire. It worked well.
It seems like it's gonna be back. That was previewed in the trailer, and people are saying here in the chat.
I know they're bringing it back. They are bringing it back.
Yeah.
Potato skins. It's making me really want to eat potato skins. I miss potato skins.
God, I haven't had potato skins in forever.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Oh God, with bacon.
I used to make them.
Yeah, those are good.
Jay and I used to back in our pre-kids days. We used to go to a restaurant for appetizers and just get potato skins. And oh God,
I used to make them.
Easy and bacony and amazing. Oh God, right? Those were the days. And Cliff would join us sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The metabolism of our 20s was great.
Yeah, right? Like RIP 10 years ago.
Oh, to be Xander. Shot in the dark. But what are you going to keep? What are you going to keep?
Not shot in the dark. Or if you're going to shot in the dark, like don't make it 1 in 6 or whatever. Like make there be stakes, right?
Okay.
Like
well, what's the
everybody else.
We know what you're booting.
Steak today that looked like chicken.
And
the 3-person idol thingy. But what are you keeping, Colleen, from this season? What would you keep if you're a producer for
out of everything? Gosh. Okay, if out of everything, I will keep the 3-person idol because I thought that was fun and maybe they can.
You were a fan. That's true.
Second time around, but like honestly, I never want to see the smashing of the hourglass thing again because that's just BS.
That's how the B won, man.
as Colleen says, that's how the B won.
That's how the B won.
That's how the B won, and then a little thing, and then Colleen Gladfelter.
We should get shirts made. That's how the B won.
Can somebody please make a bumper sticker that says that? That's how the B won.
December 15th, 2021.
Yeah. But you can just do 12.15.21.
Can I only get rid of one thing?
What? Yeah, boots. I mean, you can throw more in if you want, but what do you?
Well, definitely the hourglass. That was the stupidest thing they've ever done.
I would agree.
The dumbest thing. I mean, they've done a lot of stupid things. What was the thing I liked a couple weeks ago that Colleen didn't like?
The thing Deshaun had to do with the fire thing?
Yeah, the Beware Advantage thing where he had.
I really liked that, but I think the twist should be not that you pick something at random. You have to do the same challenge that you failed at.
Oh, okay.
The do or die. That was
cool. The do or die. I like that because at least again, like the hourglass, that was just pure luck.
Mm-hmm.
This is you're actually taking. Like I said at the time, you're okay. You have to make a decision. Do I play the game and give no chance at immunity? I might need it, or do I play the game and risk going out first, where I'm going to be? I could just go home because I made the wrong decision. I liked that. That was making the play. It wasn't the producers driving the game. It was the player.
Yep.
And I really liked that. Really enjoyed it. But the 3 thing that's just stupid.
Yeah.
It just unless they change it to where they don't have to say it. Although I still say, and I'll say this till the day I die, they should have a season where the idol is another player. Your idol is a player. You have to keep. If you want to keep that, it might not even be someone in your alliance, but I want them around because I need that idol, so I got to keep them around.
I'll share mine, and I know it's not what Miami Mike thinks. The one thing Jason wanted to see come back is Erica. I thought Erica actually played a decent game. I don't think she played a bad game. It's not.
I don't think she played a bad game either.
It's not like Michelle.
I'm not saying she didn't deserve. She deserved. She won.
Yeah,
everybody thought she was a threat. The TV just didn't show us why.
She wasn't. I think they were just saying it, and they literally had to pull stuff out to give us the hints. And I think, Colleen, you noticed it pretty early as an Edgit person to be like, why are they showing us? We haven't seen it at all. So clearly she must do something that.
Right. It was like episode 4, and they were like, Erica's a big threat. We might need to vote her out. And we're like,
and I was like, wait, who's Erica?
Yeah, I said it so many times. Again, kudos to her. First Canadian to win.
Yeah, we're outsourcing our winners now.
I like Survivor when Americans won the game. Don't they have a Canadian Survivor? Why don't you go win that?
Yeah,
they do have a Canadian Survivor, don't they?
Canadian. Arj and I guess
Jay never gave his thing.
Yeah, I didn't get my thing. Jesus, Colleen.
Oh yeah, well say your
You're
thing.
not the host of this show yet, so calm down.
Jay's being a B.
B, say your piece.
Ooh, that's cringe. I'm sorry.
I'm 37, so if I'm going to try to speak like a millennial, it's cringe now. Millennial talk is cringe now. Also, us talking like Gen Z is cringe. Also, so.
Mandy says they don't have a Canadian Survivor. Have you ever been up there during the wintertime?
I heard the La Nina is real bad right now up there.
La Nina, Spanish for the Nina.
It's one of the best SNL.
I'll never forget
El Nino, though. It's for El Nino.
I know, but I just had to go with what I.
But La Nina is a big thing in Canada, and it keep going. Go, go, go.
Thank you for letting
You're
me.
welcome.
No, I think I'm with you, Jack. I love that kind of a do or die tribal, like the challenge.
No, so dumb.
Especially if you're at the especially if you're at the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, you have, it's like, okay, I got to decide.
It finally gave stakes to the, do you want to sit this one out or play? Like, there's just so many levels to it that I thought were a lot of fun. Hourglass is awful. Everyone knows that should never come back. And I'm also going to go with the stupid 3-way immunity. It was just, but you know what though? Xander kept it to the end, but it was completely useless. Like, everyone knew. And maybe that helped Xander stay in a little bit longer. I don't know, but it was just such a stupid. It was so dumb. It was dumb.
I like how Evie was really enjoying the fact that they burned Liana. And she wasn't enjoying it.
Evie was a great character. I think Evie's going to be back as well.
Oh yeah. Well, she
made some mistakes, but
yeah, the Hourglass was definitely the worst twist ever. 100% agree.
Yeah.
Danny's still ticked about it too.
Everyone's still ticked about it.
He's still mad about it.
It kept Erica in the game. She would not win if not for that advantage.
Yep.
Period. The end. I think we can unequivocally say that she would not have won without that. Them literally stepping in, giving her immunity for nothing. Aside from being a player that's so bad within her tribe, they didn't want to bring her to the reward. So
on Twitter, Ricard has a picture of him and Shan. So I guess there is a sort of after party kind of thing going.
Mm-hmm.
And he also tweeted, "There's so much I want to say. I love Survivor. I'm proud of my game. I truly wouldn't change a single move. Oh, and I made it home just in time for the birth of baby Lucia.
Oh, nice.
Love you all." Now
that is tough because some people might have been thinking, "Oh, he's just playing for the the jury and stuff like that." I said, "No, you can't hide that. That's a birth of a child is you can't."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it's a little bit different.
Except if in the 60s and 70s where dads didn't go near, they went golfing and stuff like that. But,
but this is
times have changed.
Our chat is very Miami Mike agrees with me that the Hourglass twist was the worst ever.
Yeah, I put plus it into the show a little bit earlier, Colleen.
Oh, sorry, I guess I was looking at their
Andy said the big twist should be earlier. Let the in-game play out. Naturally, stop putting a twist at the final 7 vote.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's to me the
less idols.
But the idols were kind of like pointless. To me, it was that advantage. Again, Erica had 2 huge, and again, I'm not. There's been players that have won that have had advantages before. Ben, probably the worst of all time. Well, the twist, this Hourglass twist, is up there. But the 2 huge advantages that if she did not get, one was handed to her, the other one she found. There's no way she wins because Ricard definitely would have won that challenge. And he could have won a fire making challenge. So, and then Ricard
unless he would against Xander, because Xander was pretty quick at fire.
He was.
Again, Deshaun, why are people not practicing this before they go on Survivor? And like Ricard said, it kept getting delayed, so you had plenty of time to practice fire making.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he won,
right? And it was interesting, like, as Mandy points out, like, I was thinking about this too. Like, the idols did an immunity all get played successfully this season? Did an advantage get played successfully? Like, Xander played his extra vote.
I still want less idols.
Xander played his extra vote, and we literally got no confessions about it. We only found out after everybody was like, those votes don't add up. Let's look at the credit scene. Yeah. Like, it was actually kind of cool that despite the fact that all these advantages were out there, despite that fact, they actually weren't really a huge play factor involvement in the game. And I guess that makes all of them more palpable, right? Because if you have a good, because honestly, despite like everything, I still think this was a really good season because
Oh, it was excellent.
none of
season.
like I
Great
didn't
cast.
watch it at any point and be like, this player sucks. Like I hate them. I don't like them. Nobody's molesting people or any of this
that we saw. They could have
that we saw, but anything that's plagued recent survivors, like it was actually a good season with players. Like every single player out there, pre-merge, post-merge, I would sit down and get a coffee, a beer, have a conversation with. I thought that they were all well casted.
Erica's not going to have a cup of coffee with you.
No, she's not.
Okay, well, I would still do
She's
that.
in Canada, though. I think the border is still closed.
That's true. I would still do that. The only person that I might not do that with is Sydney because she seems that she's off her freaking rocker. But everybody else, like, I enjoyed them.
But she's hot. Ask her.
As Arch points out in the chat, Jeff says he doesn't let the crew talk to players now. Why? Because if they see anything inappropriate and they don't report it, like, just saying.
I was going to say something about Heather. I can't remember what it was.
All right.
I can't remember what it was.
That's fine. Let's get to any listener feedback that we have. Colleen.
Yeah, hold on. We have an email from Victoria.
Victoria!
I know, it's always good when we hear from Victoria. And she says, wow, as soon as I saw Xander take Erica, I thought, what an idiot. I love that Victoria always tells us as it is.
Well, she ain't wrong.
Yeah.
She's not wrong, though. I don't know how I felt about Erica winning. She definitely won the jury over, but man, Xander played a good game as well. Sucks because it really makes a difference when it comes down to what the jury sees. I'm sure they could not understand why Xander wouldn't pick to sit with Heather. Was it $1 million decision? I don't even remember Erica having deep conversations with Tiffany, Evie, and, well, anyone else other than the final five. Maybe I missed it. Well, congratulations to Erica. See you guys next season. Hopefully we don't have so many advantages and twists and turns. And side note, I missed the food challenges. What happened to them eating buffalo balls or chicken eyes? Ew. Victoria.
They do it every now and then. They bring it back every now and then for sure.
It has been a while.
It has been a minute.
And that's the thing, like...
She makes a great point, though. We didn't see her interacting with Tiffany. We didn't see her acting with all these people. Again, I think that Ricard and Shan directed this jury.
Yeah.
And which way to go.
They did.
Which actually goes to show that they're the real winners of the season that had to kill everybody.
But, well, maybe they're like Xander. I wasn't here to win. I
was just going to tell everybody how I did really good at cross country.
It was
Xander.
experience.
I did good at cross country too. I just want to
Actually, that was a classy way to handle it. But come on, you're there to win. It's $1 million.
But I did think it was interesting that she said, "I'm not sure they couldn't understand why Xander wouldn't pick to sit with Heather." So clearly, again, things are going on. Like, we didn't see anything about Heather for some reason. Maybe because she doesn't make the final three, or
we
maybe
saw it every week when Jeff would say, "And Heather's in last place again," where she always is, but she doesn't quit. He said that every single week. I mean,
he really did.
Honestly, I thought.
It was almost like Cochran-like, but he realized, okay, I can't bash her like I bashed Cochran.
Right. But it was interesting because I thought for sure with all of those like voiceovers from Jeff that it was no chance that it wasn't going to be something like Heather wins in Final Three because she's finally showing her kids like.
I thought it was.
I actually tweeted it like, "Good job, Heather," and then out of nowhere, Deshaun won, and I was like, "Oh my!"
From 4 to 2 for Deshaun in just a few seconds.
Oh yeah.
I forget who it was. I don't know if it's Dalton Ross or who's the guy that cried all the time on Survivor.
Which one?
the guy you always defended,
Fishback.
Fishback.
Oh my God! Stop
They
it.
said what was Heather's rope made out of? Asbestos.
Oh my God! I actually took that note down. I copied.
That was so funny.
That was really funny.
Because literally the fire was like, and it was like, okay, there's a little bit fraying. How is this not burning?
Because it wasn't targeted. It kind of kept swaying all over. And it was kind of all over the place versus Deshaun just lucked out. Like it was just right in that same spot.
Well, they soaked his in gasoline. let's just face it. I'm not saying the fix was in. But...
Let's tally the votes. Let's see who won it all.
I think it was Colleen, wasn't it?
A lot of points swinging because there's 5 points awarded to if they're in the final 3.
I have to say, I am super bummed that Ricard didn't win, though. Like, I thought he was a great pick from the start.
What about Ricard and Shan on The Amazing Race?
Yes.
Oh my God, they would fight so badly.
Because Sydney and I are going to do The Amazing Race when it starts. We will be doing The Amazing Race.
Yeah, because that couple from Raleigh.
The Holiness.
No, we're not running it.
Yeah, the Holiness.
We're gonna be talking about it.
Oh, good for you guys. Final 3 for Ricard did not happen, but we all picked him for final 3. Just shout out, love the rest.
He was the best player in a long time.
Yeah, really, he's really adept, like really adept.
And I think he is going to be elevated to the level of like the Cerise. Like he got like the hero
because he won challenges and was a really good social.
He was likable. Yeah. He was able. Like,
Cerise is very likable.
Yeah. If he had convinced Xander to play the idol for him,
that
would have been freaking just like instant like platinum status hero level. Like there's like to be that far because we called it last week. We were like, if Ricard doesn't win at 5, he's gone. He's just done. Like there's just no way. Like everybody knows it. And if he had lost and convinced Xander to play the idol for him, it would have been incredible gameplay.
And how does the person that finishes 5th at figuring out that puzzle find the advantage?
She got lucky.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it is.
When the producers
to tell you how smart Ricard is, when he found out that Erica won it, they said, "Should we tell Deshaun?" He goes, "No, let him keep looking.
Yeah,
we got a challenge coming up. Let him keep looking. He's going to wear himself out." He's always he was always thinking, and I go, that's just brilliant.
Always. And ours, where can you find the recap? Out of the Jay and Jack network. I think it's on iTunes, right? Amazing Race.
Yeah, if you Amazing Race with Jack and Cindy, it's on iTunes.
So just search it. Amazing Race with Jack and Cindy.
But don't look at the 1-star review where the guy was playing it too fast, but blamed us.
You guys are pretty short on that one, though. It's usually like 10 minutes or something like
that. No. Yeah. He had it going too fast. You know how you can turn the speed up? And I go, well, that wasn't our fault.
Jack, you said Xander was going final 3, so you get 5 points for that.
Oh, take that.
The other final 3er.
We said merge. Do we get any points for merge?
You do. You get. I kind of maybe messed it up, and I should have been giving you guys 3 points for merge the whole time. I didn't do that. So
what? So I probably won this.
No.
Maybe, but I did. I was fair to everyone on that. So that's that. And then let's see who else. Deshaun, Colleen, you said final.
Oh my God, I did not remember that.
So that's 5 points there.
Ooh.
I don't remember this, but I'm really proud of myself.
I said pre-merge.
You said pre-merge for Deshaun.
I like Deshaun.
Heather.
I like Deshaun.
Jack had Heather for fight. I had Heather. Oh, I did. She was my last one. It was my stereotypical last one.
It was close. It was close.
With me for Tony like twice.
So I do get 3 points for saying merge since she did make it.
She should have been final 3.
Oh, it was so close to final 3.
Way to go, Xander.
We get,
man, remember Eric Abraham? I miss that guy. He should play again.
Abraham, which guy is that?
He went out like 2nd.
And then
yeah.
Did we say
that's the only problem with the thing? You don't get to see the people because I forgot they were on that show.
Yeah, because they don't do the what is it like?
Erica.
Go to everybody's like torch gravesite thing. What is it called?
Jack, it doesn't count, but you were the only one that said that Erica would have made it to the merge. Colleen and I said pre-merge for Erica.
Yeah.
I don't
I
get anything
stand by
for
this.
merch.
No, it had to be final 3 if you would have gotten.
Oh, that is a bunch
Or
of
she had to be
crap.
voted out. She would have been voted out 5 or 4.
So Xander screwed me over twice.
Well, you picked Xander to be final 3.
No. He didn't take Heather with him, which would have been a final 3.
Oh yeah.
And if he would have voted,
If he would have made, I know.
Screw Xander to use Orioles.
What chat? Tell me, what is it called? Is it like Fallen Heroes, Hill of Heroes, Torches of Heroes? What is it called when they go through everybody and
it's called Fast Forward.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that they did away with when everybody was able to fast forward through it, and CVS was like, we could, I guess, make better ad revenue here.
All right. So after the preseason picks, so I got 3 on the merge. So hold on, it's 11 total. Let me make the X.
I like Miami Mike. You can't find the recap links on Crackpot Jack Twitter.
All
right, and so that means
Fallen Comrades. Thank you, Maddie. Fallen Comrades, when they walked through and they talked about everybody was super awesome.
I think that's kind of insulting to the soldiers.
The actual Fallen Comrades, might have been why in a post Me Too world they saw.
All right. So these Fallen Comrades didn't have a Twinkie one day or something like that.
Yeah. All right, let's move. Let's keep this moving now. So before we get into our final picks on the final episode and our winner picks, Jack jumps up into second place. So Colleen's, I'm in last with 11 tally points. Jack's in second with 13 tally points, and Colleen's in first with 16 tally.
Yeah, I'm not worried. Hold on, I'm not worried.
Well, you have Erica, right? Winning.
I have Erica as the winner's picks. That's gonna be 5 points. And well, let's just do that now.
You picked it last week, dude.
Doesn't matter. It was still.
Wait, you get 5 picks for picking one last week?
No. You picked it last week.
That's how it works. If it's
this game sucks.
No.
Hold on.
You know what? That's the equivalent of smashing the hourglass.
Yeah, you just literally you were like, oh, I'm gonna get the full 5 points that somebody else gets for picking the first week for picking the winner's episode. After I get 12 weeks of edit.
I didn't pick Erica last week. Whenever Shan was voted out, that's when I picked Erica. So when was Shan voted out?
Last week.
2 weeks ago. So quit your whining. See, Colleen, you can say words that maybe you would say the B word for. I'm just saying whining and not the B word.
Shan always looked angry too. Didn't she always?
But so no, it's always been, if it's your second pick, it's 5 points. If it's your third pick, it's 1 point. That's how it's always been.
And how many you get for your first pick?
15. So you would have had 15 if her card would have won.
Well, you know what?
Belly aching.
I would have won. Thanks for card.
So Erica winning, I do get 5 points. So now
I'm still gonna win because
Colleen and I are tied.
So I dropped a third because of your cheating ways.
16-16. Let's now look at who
are we legitimately tied? I will rock, paper, scissors you for this right now.
We still have points to be tallied. We're tied right now, 16-16.
Rochambeau.
Now we're going to who we order. No, hold on. Let me just explain this before we read it, so that way.
Let's explain the new rules.
It's not. It's how it's always been.
That's okay. I will rock, paper, scissors.
We're not rock, paper, scissors. We're not rock, paper, scissors. So
we always go with rock first. So
we put it in order. Who we thought was going to go home? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get a point for each one you got right. All right. This is the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I don't know. You change it every year, so just tell us what points we got, so I can beat you in rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. So I said at 5, Deshaun was not true. I did not get a point. Xander 4 did not get a point. Heather did not get a point. At 3,
0 points. 0 points. Keep going. Come on,
Jack,
get to this point where I beat you.
Deshaun at 5, no points. Heather at 4, that is a point.
Only get 1 point for that?
Only 1 point.
You would have gave yourself 5.
He would have, but he would have changed the rules and then unchanged the rules. It would have been
Erica at 3, no points. Xander at 2.
And Xander getting no votes. No votes. That's bullshit.
And Ricard at 1. Colleen, you had Ricard at 5. That's a point. Deshaun at 4, no points. Heather at 2, no points. Or 3, no points. Xander at 2, no points. And Erica at 1, another point. So with 2 points, miss, I'm cheating it to make sure I won. You're going to win the game. Congratulations, Colleen.
And for that, the golden shandy from the tribe.
Adrian!
Congratulations, Colleen.
Thank you. The golden shandy lives on and on and on.
This is a family-friendly show. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
It is a family-friendly show, so if you're listening, you don't know what I'm holding up.
Please, no, because if people are watching on YouTube,
You're holding up a stub.
I'm holding up a golden trophy.
I don't know why. I got to be honest with you. If that was mine, I wouldn't put gold on it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Colleen. You are the winner of the Let's Tally the Votes for this season.
Next time we should put money on it.
Why don't we just put like a dinner or a drink on it?
I already have to buy you dinners and drinks. So where does that change?
That's a good point.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh wait,
I'm
my
just gonna
calling.
say next. Okay, all right.
No, screw it. You're not doing the show anymore.
Next year, I'm getting an actual trophy that is Jay and Jack specific. Oh my god, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm excited.
Good luck. All right, that will do it for this final episode of season.
Yes,
41.
I have an extra bobblehead. I might have to. Yeah. Anyway.
The only problem is what hat does he have on?
Chargers hat.
Chargers.
Get a little Padres logo and just like.
Yeah, why don't we just stick a Padre sticker over it? That makes sense.
Never thought about that.
Miami Max says it's very sad that tonight is Jay's final Survivor show since Erica won. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's there's no more apropos win for my.
We'll see. You never know what the future brings. We might be back. We might not be back. We might be back in a different form.
The show will definitely be back.
Will
but it's not coming back till spring, right? So that's like March or April.
Plenty of time to find
I'm going to be 30
replacement
by
for
the
me.
time this comes back. I'm going to have my hair dyed by the time this comes back for the first time in my 38 years.
Oh my god!
They should call this season the Jackie Robinson season.
All right. Well, we want to thank our
patrons
that make this show possible, especially Technical Co, Eckhart Rector, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed the creepy
head mailman.
Well, Zach's not here to say it. Thank you to everybody in the chat. This was a hopping chat tonight, including the Crazy Hank crew. They were hanging out in here tonight.
The Crazy Hank crew was here.
Mandy was here. Hold on. You can see their recap of this episode, I believe, tomorrow, Jack.
No, Friday night they moved it to Friday night at 9.
Yeah, because of us. They were kindly moving it because of us.
Miami Mike is available to replace Jay. That's perfect.
Is that why I had to reschedule it?
Jay has
now I'm not happy.
JK, who knows what it'll bring. But if this is my last time, I do want to say thank you to Colleen and Jack.
I said I'll do one more season.
One more season for you?
One more season.
I don't know. Word on the street is 42 freaking rocks.
Well, we'll see.
Word on the street was never that 41
Jackie Robinson should win. Right? That's his number.
Mandy said Zachary's patron challenge recaps have been great this season. Thank you, Mandy. So we sent Zach to bed.
Can we replace Zach with Colleen?
So everybody's gonna watch the show.
Here's the thing, Jack. If we could replace Colleen, I'm definitely in for one more season. But
this is true. It isn't mine podcasting with you, Jack. It's me. Every time
I'll be honest with you. Can I just give you some advice, Colleen? I don't like the potty mouth.
Yeah. It's
just
really
upsets, it upsets me.
Yeah.
Huh?
I feel like I have to go to church and get my sins forgiven because you're cussing.
Yeah, I gotta go to reconciliation.
Yeah,
guessing with Colleen. It's good point, Jack. Good
I
point.
don't understand the feedback, and I won't respond to it.
Anyway, and this is
Ding.
that's why podcasting with Colleen is great. I hear the feedback, but I'm going to do nothing about it.
And that's why Jay hates podcasting me literally every week. He comes to me
Because
like,
me personally, I respect women, so I don't want to be trashing them.
Exactly. Ours.
Listen, I am 100%. I am 100% more sober than I was last time around.
That's not saying anything. That's not saying anything.
100%
No,
more sober.
because last time we were literally
last time you were
pandemic. Full-fledged pandemic. Tony was winning. I was super hyper, and I drank the whole time. This time, I waited.
Jay lit a candle and you caught on fire.
Myself a martini.
Don't light that candle, Jay.
Yeah,
listen. It was like we were doing a backdraft podcast.
Jamie Joe Kelly Colleen is not getting a fair edit.
No, yeah.
No, she is. That's the problem.
Colleen hasn't said one F on all season.
Not one F up. I'm gonna shoot it right now.
That's it.
Thank God. My God.
Much better.
All right, you know what? You and I.
Let's just it's back to basics. This is great. This is really great.
Colleen is the best.
Come on. Let me back. You guys are the worst.
Now we're the worst.
Yes, it's just
God,
so negative.
I don't think I need this abuse.
Yeah, it's very negative, and
it hurts. I won't be able to sleep tonight. I'll be like, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
Yeah,
I'm the worst.
Listen, Xander, why didn't you go join a track team? Because if that's the biggest thing of your problems, that you need to go run. Like, cool.
Well, he was a little pudgy.
Arj, putting Jack back in Jay and Jack. Agreed, Arj. Yeah. Let's just do it again.
At least people listen.
All right.
Miami Mike, I loved having the podcast and chat back this season. Me too. And I liked that it was only 13 weeks.
It's great. All right. Well,
I just had one quick. Was this the hard? They kept saying how hard this season
they didn't
was.
Eat. I think they were starving the whole time.
Okay, I saw the first season. They were eating rats. Okay, was it harder than that?
Oh my God! Can we just talk real quick about Probst's freaking glee? He was like, "I've wanted to do this since season 2, and they wouldn't let me. So we're just gonna read the winners now." And everyone was like,
"We're gonna do it live. We're doing it now."
It was literally like Oprah had just been like, "And you get a car, and you get a car."
But it'd been better if Jeff would have got. It would have been better if Jeff had got up and walked in front of them like they weren't there and say, "Okay, this season, a season of twist. Are you with me? We're gonna read the votes now."
The funny thing about this is, so they
talk coming in, people. Oh, you're already here.
Oh, here, Mandy calls it out. First season had like 5 changes of clothes and raincoats.
Didn't BJ or DJ or what was that old man?
Wasn't it BB?
BB, yeah. He washed his shirt out in the pan or something like that.
Yeah.
Come on, and you're expected to eat rice after that? Come on, man.
I agree with my America here. If Jason come back, bring in Jamie Jo. She was great. I agree. I even talked to my famous Aunt Cindy today on the phone, and she was like, "Well, if I really want you to, but if you don't do it, you should bring like Jamie Jo." I was like, "I agree."
But you should.
Colleen, hold on. So I told Aunt Cindy, Colleen hates women, and I don't think she could ever podcast with another woman.
What she said about Jamie Jo behind her back is ridiculous.
You know what? You should eat poop and die. I'm just saying.
I'm just like, I don't think Colleen could ever podcast with another woman, or do it in any.
Yeah, that's right. I hate podcasting with women. It's the worst.
Podcasting. I hate podcasting.
Yeah, they're just
hate podcasting. I've been in the South so long. I say podcasting.
Honestly, like podcasting with women, they don't. They're
you know what I like about 23andMe? It's like a dating site for me.
They're gonna get us in. What happens if they get their period?
I didn't know those. I didn't know I had such good-looking cousins.
All right. Anyway, it's time to say goodbye.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our.
Colleen hates women. Confirmed. Part 3. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye.
Bye, everybody. God bless.
I have something to say, and I forgot.